So I was on a plane with Vox, but we won't start with the plane trip yet. We'll talk about before the plane trip because because me and Vox, we got to the airport like really, really early. Like, I don't remember how many hours it was, but wait, was it 7 hours? Wait, was it actually 7 hours early? Wait, you're right. It was 7 hours early. Yeah, before the flight. I think the boarding was like 5 hours in, but the actual flight didn't happen until like another 2 hours past that. So we like met up. We were like, hey, yo, what's up, Fox? He's like, hey, Mysta. Yeah, and then we went to the airport together. We realized we were like super early and we couldn't do anything. And that the airport literally has like nowhere to go, by the way. Like if you can't get your ticket and stuff because you're too early, all the restaurants and all the good stuff is inside. And you can't go inside unless you have a ticket, right? And we can't print our ticket until it like opens, until like our ticket gate waiting line thing opens. And that didn't open until like an hour before, oh no, like 2 hours beforehand. So we had nothing to do and we were already at the airport. And we're like, what the fuck, dude? So we looked like left and then we looked right and we were like, we gotta do something. And then we noticed that there was like a pub right there. And we're like, wouldn't it be like the most British thing ever if we just went to a pub? And then we went to a pub. We went to a pub and we ate food first of all. And then we got like pretty drunk at the airport, like idiots. We actually got drunk at the airport. I was getting close to being fucked, actually. I was getting drunk, and then I remember we were just like talking about random shit, right? Like just like work shit. We were just talking about work shit for ages. I had a Grand Mimosa, and he had like a beer, like some random beer brand. I don't even know what it was. I said, I'm only gonna have one, right? I said, I'll only have one because I don't want to get like drunk before the flight. And he was like, oh, okay. And then the waitress came back over and he was like, oh, can I have another? It was Estrella. Okay. Yeah, he was having Estrella. And then the waitress came back over and she was like, oh, do you want any refills? And he was like, yeah, I'll have another. And then I was like, you know what? I'll have another too. So I had a second one. And then she came back again when we finished. And she was like, do you want another one? And then Vox was like, yeah, I'll have another one. And I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll have another one. And then I think we had four lots. I had 4 mimosas and he had 4 pints. I remember I was 3/4 of the way done with my last mimosa. And then I was like, bro, I could like feel this. I feel drunk. And it was like, yeah, you know, don't push yourself because, you know, you can probably like stop drinking now. And I was like, yeah. And then I drank the rest of it. I was like pretty drunk. I don't know if Vox was drunk though. That's the thing. I couldn't tell because I was drunk, you know? Like when you're drunk, you don't really acknowledge the people around you as being drunk as well. You kind of just see them as people. You know what I mean? So I can't even tell you if Vox was really that drunk. Tipsy at best? Okay. Yeah, I was like a little bit past the point of tipsy. And you know I am because I was actively able to speak to people without being asked to speak to someone. So Vox went for a piss and I wanted to know if like we could upgrade our flights, right? Because me and Vox were talking about it in the pub. We were like, what if we just like upgraded it to business class? I don't know if this is if we can, but maybe we can. Like last minute, you know? Because he was talking about how he's never experienced business class. And I was like, oh, I actually experienced business class recently. So, you know, if we can like upgrade it, then maybe we could do it last minute. So while he went for a piss, I talked to one of the like the ladies that works there. Thank you. And I was like, is it possible if we can upgrade our flights? And she was like, oh yeah, you can. Of course you can. I was like, oh, hell yeah. And I just talked to her for a little bit. I don't actually know. I might have talked to her a little bit too much. I don't know if I was being weird because I was drunk. And I don't remember what happens when I'm drunk most of the time. But yeah, I remember I was talking to her a lot while he was gone. Because he was gone for a piss for ages, bro. And Vox, you were gone for a long time. The thing is, dude, he had like 4 pints, right? Before we got our business class tickets. And then we went to the business class lounge. And he had like another 2 or 3 pints in the business class lounge. Like, bro, what the fuck? I think maybe I had one more drink as well. You know what? I don't remember. Maybe I'm a hypocrite. I think I might have had one more drink. Oh, I did have one more drink. Oh yeah, I remember now. Okay, you know what? I'm a hypocrite. Yeah, I had a cocktail. Anyway, regardless, he drank more than me, so must have had at least 10 beers throughout the yes, yeah, you must have, because I feel like, did you have alcohol on the plane too? I feel like you did. Yes, we sat down and then they were offering drinks and you immediately took the champagne. I remember. They were like, orange juice or champagne? And you were like, oh, champagne, I'll take that. You fucking took the champagne and drank it immediately. It's like, bro. So, yeah, we got on the plane. He drank his fucking champagne. I sat down. He was like on the verge of tears, like actually on the verge of tears because he was so happy. It was so cute, man. Yeah, he was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Like this and this and this. And like, oh, you can lean the seat back. There's like a TV here. Everyone's so nice. The flight over was so nice. And he was like getting really worked up about it, right? He was like, oh, this is so cool. And then we took off. So we start going into the air. And I'm not kidding. This is probably the best thing that happened, okay? 3 minutes. 3 whole minutes into the air of us flying. And Vox completely shut down. Like, completely. Like, as if he had a blue screen of death. So he was just like, we just started like lifting off. The seatbelt sign just went off. You know, like after you're in the air and it's like 2 or 3 minutes before the seatbelt sign finally goes dung, and then you can like take the seatbelt off. It literally just went off. I looked to my right where he was sitting next to me and he was like, well, no, he wasn't even snoring. He was leaning forwards, AFK. His brain was AFK, leaning forwards with his eyes closed, like actually dead. And the flight attendant came over, and they like were like, "Yo, is this guy okay?" And then she was like, "Sir," and like pushed his shoulder, and he wasn't moving. He was just sitting there like a golem, with his eyes closed, like looking down, like, and she was like nudging him on the shoulder, and he just wasn't moving. And then I was like, and then I nudged him. I was like, "Yo, Vox, yo," and then he didn't respond too, and I was like, oh, he's fine. I think he's fine. Don't worry about it. And she looked so worried, like the flight attendant. She looked so fucking worried. And I was like, no. I'm pretty sure he's fine. He just hasn't slept much. And she was like, oh, okay. And then she like put a blanket on him and then made the seat into a bed. And then she lifted up like this little screen that goes between our seats, so he had like privacy and shit. And then I don't know how long Vox slept for, but it must have been quite a lot of hours, right? It was a lot of hours. And then he woke up and he didn't even know how he got there. Like he didn't know how he fell asleep. He just woke. He was telling me like he woke up with a blanket and was laying down. He was like, what the hell? I'm I'm trying to think. I don't want to miss anything, right? Oh, there was one where when he woke up, we had like a TSKR moment with each other. So, you know, I said that there's like a little screen that the attendant lifted up, that like for privacy reasons. And then when we realized that we were both awake, we like looked over the thing together and we're like, oh, and so we both went to grab the wall that was between us so we could lower the barrier so we could like just talk to each other normally. And we both did it at the same time, and we like touched our fucking fingers together, and we were like, and he was like, yeah, that was like one of those moments, dude. I was like, yeah, I know. Actually, when we were going to the airport, I think I accidentally I think he hit the back of my shoes by mistake, and then I went like or something. Oh no, I went oh, and then he was like, yo, that is the most Mysta noise I've ever heard.